chocolate is scrunchy.
One of the old-time greats.
A lot of people are about to be disgusted, I bet. This is probably going to be nasty. Lucky me, I don't like chocolate.
People have been eating chocolate as early as 1750 BC. In fact, ancient...
What? Run that by me again?
People have been eating chocolate as early as 1750 BC.
How many years ago was that? Bro said he doesn't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate. 3,750 years ago? Bro, there ain't no way people was eating chocolate back then. What?
In fact, ancient humans were so fond of chocolate that they were using it as medicine and even in religious rituals. Today, this delicacy is available everywhere on the planet, with companies shipping out as much as 3 million tons of it every year. So how do they do it? Our journey starts all the way in Africa, previously home to the Mayans, who were the first people to discover the secrets of the cacao tree.
The what tree?
But it had less to do with their detective...
Bro, there ain't no way they get chocolate from this thing. You're telling me this is what chocolate comes from?
abilities than their geographical location. You see, the cacao tree needs incredibly specific conditions to grow, like a temperature of 25 degrees and a humidity of 80% or above.
Bro, how can it be 25 degrees and be 80% humidity? Bro, 25 degrees is cold. Something ain't adding up here, man. So yeah, now I'm debunking this. Celsius? Bro, can we all just use the same measurements? Can the whole world just use Fahrenheit from now on? Celsius is better? No, it's not. Celsius solos? For what? It's confusing. It's literally confusing. It is no doubt in my mind 100% that Fahrenheit is less confusing than Celsius is. There ain't no way.
Conditions only met by certain locations along the equator of the Earth, one of which the Mayans occupied.
Ooh, hold up. I think I'm good.
To this day, a majority of the world's cacao supply comes from this region. And the way cacao is harvested hasn't changed much since the age of the Mayans either. This is mainly because cacao trees are incredibly delicate and the cacao pods don't just simply fall to the ground.
You mean to tell me they cracked that thing open and there's a chocolate bar in there?
For this reason, they're cut off manually, one by one. This can be grueling work, and it doesn't get much easier later on, because the beans need to be taken out manually as well.
The beans!
This means each worker has to sit down and channel their inner fruit ninja to secure the beans, which at this point are covered by a sticky white pulp. If you think that doesn't look anything like chocolate...
Oh my goodness, see? That's why I don't eat chocolate. Now, don't start saying ooh now. Y'all eat this stuff. I don't eat chocolate. I'm a vegan.
You'd be right. The cacao beans have yet to go through a crucial process to their look and smell. The beans and the pulp
they doing it with a scoop shovel, man.
To go through a crucial process to their look and smell. The beans and the pulp are placed in special fermentation boxes covered by banana leaves, where they're kept for 3 to 9 days. This process is important because not only does it kill bacteria and get rid of the white pulp, but also gives the beans their signature brown color and taste.
I don't understand.
The fermented beans are ready to be placed in the sun for...
So you tell me if you eat one of them beans right there, it tastes like chocolate?
drying. This is mainly done to remove moisture and to inhibit the growth of fungi, bacteria, or mold, but it has the added benefit of
Paul, by the way, look at that.
Developing the flavor of the beans. Once this is done, the beans are ready for their journey to factories across the world.
Okay.
After they arrive at the factory, the beans are inspected by a team of quality assurance officers.
Okay.
This process consists of cutting the beans to ensure they're the right color and have the required consistency. Once they're approved by the QA team, the beans are off to a specialized processing plant where they're roasted.
Bro, there ain't no way they make a chocolate bar out of these things, dude.
First on screens and then in revolving cylinders through which heated air is blown. Over a period of 30 minutes to 2 hours, the moisture in the beans is reduced from about 7% to about 1%. The roasting process also triggers a browning reaction, in which more than 300 different chemicals present in the cacao beans interact.
See, y'all, anybody that eats chocolate, you eating chemicals, man. I told y'all quit eating chocolate. Y'all eating chemicals, y'all eating, yeah.
In which more than 300 different chemicals present in the cacao beans interact. The beans now begin to develop the rich flavor we associate with chocolate. Now that the roasting is done, the cacao meat or nib should separate easily from.
Did it say cocoa meat?
Now that the roasting is done, the cacao meat or nib should separate easily from the shell, which is called the husk. Industries do this in a machine called the winnower.
Yo, Sam with the 5.
Inside the machine, vibrating shelves separate the nibs from the husks, which are then blown away by a fan, leaving the precious nibs ready for the next stage. The nibs are then ground into a deep, dark brown paste. And this is where things begin to really kick into gear.
Oh my goodness, it looks like dookie!
Process changes the composition of the chocolate so that it comes out of the grinder looking like a really thick syrup. This syrup actually smells a lot like alcohol, and so is called chocolate liquor. If the purpose is to make cocoa powder, the liquor may be treated with an alkaline solution. What this does is darkens the color of the cocoa, rendering its flavor milder while also reducing the tendency of the nibs to form clumps. The alkaline chocolate liquor is now defatted as large amounts of fat or chocolate butter are removed from it. The resulting solid material, commonly called press cake, is then broken, chopped, or crushed before being sifted.
Okay, sorry for another pause, but this doesn't explain how back in 1750 BC they were doing this. How did they make chocolate out of it way back then? What were they doing? They didn't have all these machines and stuff. So how was they making chocolate back then? That don't make no sense. Just look it up. Shut up.
To produce cocoa powder.
You look it up.
You remember the removed cocoa butter from before? Well, it's not a throwaway item, but a crucial component in creating chocolate candy. It's mixed with chocolate liquor in a process called conching, which gives the chocolate its smooth texture and consistency. Other items, like powdered milk, sugar, or vanilla, may be added depending on the type of chocolate that's being made. The practice was actually coined by the Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter.
Yo, Daniel, you got a lot of blood on your hands, man. I'm not gonna lie. Daniel, you know how many people you've killed, buddy? You've got millions of lives on your hands, dude. This dude's been killing people since 1870. Think about it. All these people that died from like heart disease because they've eaten too much chocolate, he did it, man.
1875, when he invented milk chocolate by mixing a powdered milk developed by Henry Nestle with the liquor. Now that the texture is there, it's time to give the chocolate its patented snap. This is done through a process called tempering, in which the chocolate is slowly heated and cooled. What this does is alter the crystals within, giving the chocolate a uniform composition throughout. Once the chocolate is tempered, it's ready to be poured into molds to make bars of chocolate. A final check
Hershey's Kisses and things mid too.
Done to ensure there are no air bubbles and the chocolate is pristine. It's then wrapped in foil or paper packaging to keep it fresh. These chocolate bars may look small, but the industry makes up to $50 billion a year. If you make that many chocolate bars, you probably need a lot of aluminum foil to wrap them. Click here to see the amazing way aluminum foil is made.
Nobody cares about how aluminum foil is made. Now chocolate, that's cool.